Hi, this is Ryan Lindgreen, and I am here to give a district profile on the William S. Hart Union School District. So, the defining characteristics of the William S. Hart Union School District are aptly said in their mission statement. We prepare students to meet the challenges of the future as lifelong learners and responsible citizens. In partnership with families and community, we create meaningful and diverse learning opportunities for all students so they develop the knowledge, skills, and character necessary to succeed. In all of our work, we demand fairness, honor quality, and expect achievement at each person's highest level of ability. I believe, as an employee of the Hart Union School District, that is a mission statement reiterated throughout our high schools and junior high schools. There are six high schools and six junior high schools, and it is something that we do try to achieve and is in the forefront as either curriculum or direction that comes from the school district. As far as the demographic composition of our district profile, so looking first at the student groups, students with disabilities, 13.6%, a little over 3,000 students for the 2019-2020 school year. Socioeconomically disadvantaged, just a shade under 7,000 at 30.8% of our students. Foster youth, very low at 64, just 0.3%, less than 1% of our students. And homeless, not a very big issue in our school district of having 389 students who would be classified as homeless. And English learners, just over 1,500 at 6.7% of our student body. Race and ethnicity. If you take a look at our key demographics here, that the majority of our students, about 17,500 of our 23,000 students, are either white or Hispanic, making up, what would that be, 78% of our student population. So as you can see, the majority of our schools do deal with the same type of demographic issues in terms of student population between two different races. African American students at 4%, Filipino just a bit more than that, 5.4%. When you look down, our Asian demographic is 7.5%, and then Pacific Islander, American Indian, or two or more races make up 5% total of our key demographic. So the majority, vast majority of the students in the William S. Hart School District are either Hispanic or white. So when you take a look at those key demographics and you keep that in the back of your mind, and then you also keep in your mind the mission statement about trying to prepare all students and use a sound plan that also encapsulates our community, you can start to look at our strategic plan. So there's on our district website, there were 7 different key points to the strategic plan listed. The first, communicate substantive current district and school information to all of our stakeholders. Ways that they have gone about that, creating a study team to assess the effectiveness of each site's communication systems and help each site to develop systems and protocols to proactively communicate with students, parents, staff, and community. That study team will also assess and develop district communication systems, and the district and the school plans will be reviewed on a regular basis and to develop based on expectations for communication systems at each site. That would include an effective internal system administration to our staff, effective two-way communication system between the school and the stakeholders, and a specific focus on enhancing customer service from school to all clients. In our current situation, as our school district has mandated that all of our campuses close and we move to distance learning, our communication plan has been put to the test. A second goal, instructional program, will emphasize rigor in reading and writing in all content areas. Ways that the school district has gone about that. All teachers will teach and reinforce reading and writing strategies integrated into their content lessons. expand the benchmark writing test program to include the ninth grade. I do know that because I'm a ninth grade teacher in the school district, and we do have two benchmark writing tests that we have to perform each school year. All staff will participate in staff development to learn the standards, aligned reading and writing strategies. They may incorporate such strategies into their content area. Professional development, each of the last 5 years has definitely incorporated that. At least once yearly, sites will participate in articulation with their feeder schools regarding expectations in writing and reading to maintain depth and rigor. And schools will select instructional programs to teach reading and writing strategies throughout the school day. The third goal third part of the plan was to forge productive school and family community partnerships. 4 ways to do that would be to implement site action team partnership plans, create a welcoming environment for all families and students at all sites. Each site will provide parent education opportunities so parents can better support their students' learning. And finally, on a yearly basis, each site will collect feedback from families regarding the effectiveness of home-school connection. The fourth part to the district strategic plan, create career and technical education opportunities like vocational programs, integration of relevance and curriculum to the work skills, values and environment, mentorships, apprenticeships, to increase student successful transition to the workplace or workforce. There's many different ways that the district has gone about that. One is to develop and implement a district plan in collaboration with the School and Business Alliance. Another was the district plan shall provide for a quality and relevant school-based learning program that integrates workplace skills into curriculum. The plan shall include work-based learning. It should address the transition to work for students who are graduating. There should be collaboration with the junior college in the city of Santa Clarita, which is College of the Canyon, and it should include the ROP program, Regional Occupational Program. The fifth part of the plan was to establish an environment in which everyone is valued and treated with dignity and respect, and where all students afforded equal educational and extracurricular opportunities. Ways that they went about trying to establish this environment was to develop and implement a district diversity action plan, develop and implement district policies and practices to support equitable access to educational and extracurricular opportunities regardless of the student's ability to pay for those. Develop alternative education delivery and instructional methods to provide equity and access. Increase the number of sections and enrollments in AVID or programs such as AVID, and provide resources to programs that aim at narrowing the achievement gap. The last two parts to the strategic plan, first, continue to ensure that the health and safety of all students is a primary concern on all campuses. The ways to go about that: develop and implement the health and safety plan and emergency preparedness disaster plan. To develop and implement regulations that reflect concern for health and safety, and to develop and implement policies on nutrition and physical exercise. The last part of the plan is to provide fiscal stability and accountability at all levels within our district. The 2 ways to go about that were to monitor financial decisions to ensure that they reflect district policies, and implement a system of checks and balances that will ensure fiscal flexibility and accountability. So those were the 7 aspects to the William S. Hart Union School District strategic plan. Moving into the LCAP goals. So the school district provided on the website 4 different goals in terms of their funding for the LCAP. Goal number 1, to ensure all students have access to highly qualified teachers, school-side guidance counselors, Common Core state standards, and textbooks and materials, and uncrowded school facilities which are in good repair. The way to accomplish this goal was to provide funding for teacher compensation, reduce the number of teachers on emergency status for CPEL authorization support, new and veteran teachers through CAR induction programs, which is now called CPEL, with the emphasis on EL and LPEL student learning outcomes. To maintain the number of guidance and career counselors for academic, social, emotional, and post-secondary support. To provide updated and standards-aligned textbooks to all students, and maintain all schools in safe and good repair with uncrowded classrooms. Provide students and teachers with access to current technology and improve the effective use of technology for increasing student achievement. I do believe in our schools. I went through the PAR introduction program, which is now called CEPA a few years ago. Between my mentor teachers, I was very prepared. We're close to one-to-one Chromebook usage in terms of one-to-one student ratio to Chromebook ratio. And we also adopted in our English department, we signed a contract with Pearson to have our textbooks aligned with current Common Core state standards. The second goal, to increase and improve student achievement by providing rigorous and standards-aligned curriculum and instruction in English, math, social studies, and science with additional support for English learners, students with disabilities, and socioeconomically disadvantaged students. So the intended outcomes here, the way that our district wants to accomplish this goal, is to provide students with a broad course of study in all academic content areas to increase student achievement and academic performance, provide targeted intervention in English and math support students, to support English language learners in integrated and designated language instruction, to sustain focused professional development for all teachers in support of implementing the Common Core state standards across all content areas with effective teaching strategies. The third goal for our LCAP was to increase the number of students prepared for college and career by enrolling students in a broad course of rigorous study that includes career pathways and PPE courses. The goal is to increase high school graduation rate and junior high promotion rate, increase the number of students considered college ready, completing APG requirements, and earning passing scores in AP exams, increasing the number of students enrolled in PPE courses and completing PPE pathways. Also to increase the number of students considering college and career plans. Also, and finally, increasing the number of students considering a third year of math and science courses. We have been using Zello in conjunction with our counseling department to help the amount of students who are looking to get involved in either enrolling in CPE courses or continuing to have a third year of math and science courses to help increase our high school graduation rate and also encouraging students to do AP classes. We've done a good job with that at our specific school site of implementing the goal that our district has for us. And then finally, our fourth goal, cultivate a safe and positive school culture that supports all students' personal academic growth and encourages parent engagement. To decrease chronic absenteeism and truancy rates, which absenteeism has been an issue for our school district. Reduce the number of student suspensions and expulsions. Also increase the connectivity of school, increase parent involvement and engagement with our schools and district functions, and finally to increase the level of student wellness, social, emotional support, and available counseling resources. So now that we have had all of these goals in place, what are some of the recent changes? Well, the recent changes that I have specifically seen are in the special education population continues to increase. In the 2018-2019 school year, 985 students designated as SPED Ed, and they received individualized services on site. Of those, 477 were both SPED Ed and English learners. And the Departments of Special Programs, Student Services, and Career Technical Education will apply for additional support, supplemental grants, and they can fund special projects and improve services for all students on all school sites. When I look back at our LCAP goals, I do believe that all of these are being pushed into our school sites from our district. When we look back to the strategic plan, I do think it falls very much in line with the defining characteristics in terms of staying parallel with that message. And when you take a look at our students with disabilities, with our socioeconomically disadvantaged students, that percentage is close to 50%. And you look down at our English language learners, it's another 6.7% to get us over 50% of our demographic. And when you look at finally the most recent changes in our special education population, that continues to increase. But these are definitely issues that our school district is going to need to be able to plan for and make sure that not only are these funded, but our programs are implemented and that at the school site, we were able to hopefully help educate these students as best as we possibly can. I was able to find the majority of the information off the Learn website being the school district, the information provided by the school district directly was there. And then also I used the California School Dashboard to find specific data in terms of the key demographics that our school district does have. Other than that, that is the district profile for the William S. Hart Union School District. And I am Maureen. Thank you.